Parents in general, but men specifically, like to use the term protection as a way to enforce violence and danger on people that they claim that they love. We're going to watch a video of a father talking about how he was convicted after an incident that happened. I'm going to play the last thing that he said in the video first, then we're going to play the entire video because it's pivotal that we start the video off this way.
I should have the right to do anything necessary if I think someone is in my house that should not be there. And if you think any different, then you're a pussy.
He said himself, I feel as though I should do anything necessary if I feel like somebody is in my house that shouldn't have to be there.
All right, so bear with me because I've been holding this in for a while. Basically, the last 5 years, I've been working Uber as a single dad. And on Friday, June 13th, 2025, I was out working and I get a request from a person named Braden from my address. Now, about a couple weeks prior to this, I found out that my daughter has a boyfriend named Braden. So naturally, I think this boy is at my house, and I rush home, get home, go into my daughter's room. She's holding the lock on the door, and I start pounding on the door, calling for the boy to come out. Mind you, at this point, I'm ready to kick in the fucking door. She finally decides to come out. I'm looking through the room, through the closet, and everywhere else. He's not there, thankfully, right? So I have her call the boy, get him on the phone, and then I tell him to put his parents on the phone. Talked to his dad, asked him had he been there the whole time. He said, yeah. I let him know that he is not allowed at my house. So after that, I go into the garage, I call my ex-wife, and let her know that our daughter was planning on getting in an Uber without permission to go to this boy's house. And mind you, my ex-wife, that's just that's just a different story I'm not going to get into right now. I hung up with her, and I find out my daughter's on the phone with 911. Now, mind you, I love my daughter very much. I'm not talking about the shallow love that most people think of as like a feeling. I love my daughter. Love is a verb. It is an action. If my daughter's safety is in jeopardy, I'm going to take any action necessary to protect her. So I go in the room. She's on the phone with 911. Then her mama calls me. I sitting there asking her, like, because her mom's saying, like, she's on the way and shit. So I'm like, cool, whatever. She can go stay with her mom, right? Because I'm fucking heated at this point. Then police show up. I'm at the door explaining to the police what happened, right? So this punk ass fucking cop, which, mind you, I don't want no fucking help from the police. I don't need no fucking help from the police. I've been assaulted, I've been robbed, and I've never fucking received any help from any fucking police ever. So I don't want your fucking help. I don't need your help. So we go on with the story. He's a little bit tense because he's a pussy. And yeah, just because, I'm showing him up and he's scared, they reach into my house. Mind you, I'm still in the doorway. I didn't come outside or anything because I already know where the shit is going. And they reach into my house, place me under arrest, and it goes on. They took me in and shit, had me in the back of the police car, fucking with no air conditioner, sweating my ass off back there. We're in Arizona, mind you, and these fucking punk ass motherfuckers just got me back there, sweating my ass off. Get to the fucking police station. They got me on the bench, booking me in, taking hella long, don't offer me no water, check on me, no type of shit. So then I go to court. At the bench trial, they played the 911 recording for my daughter, which in the beginning of the call, she says, I know I'm not supposed to be calling the emergency number if it's not an emergency. And the judge is asking her questions like, did your dad harm you? She said no. Did your dad threaten to harm you? No. And they played the body cam footage from the officer, which they only play a 30-second clip towards the end, after I had already explained the situation, was, as cordial as I could be with him at first. And yeah, the judge, I thought, was going to dismiss it, but they convicted me of disorderly conduct, domestic violence, and failure to identify. I'm appealing it right now because at the end of the day, I should have the right to do anything necessary if I think someone is in my house that should not be there. And if you think any different, then you're a pussy.
Obviously, there is a large gap in this man's story. I highly doubt that his daughter called 911 for no fucking reason. I highly doubt that there was not some type of act of violence enforced upon her in order for her to be calling 911. And when you listen to how he frames the story, A lot of the time, men will do this type of articulation of their intention behind why they act the way that they act. So when he was talking about love is a verb and love is an action, and I love my daughter and I'm going to do anything possible to show that I love my daughter, and the fact that he will do anything necessary in order to protect his daughter. If your daughter had to hold the lock to prevent you from coming into her room, that tells me everything that I need to know on how conflict is resolved in this household. The fact that your daughter couldn't even ask your permission to go over to her boyfriend's house says a lot about the dynamic between you and your daughter. And then to make matters worse, he even justified the fact that he should be able to treat the police any old type of way because he felt like the police was meddling in his affairs, when in reality, the police are responding to the call that his daughter made. If a man felt so comfortable, if you felt so comfortable to come crazy at the police, I could only imagine how comfortable you would feel coming crazy at your own daughter when she has defied you in some way due to your lack of ability to create a comfortable space for her to simply ask you, hey, I want to go over to my boyfriend's house. Can I go over there? Especially because she's 15. At 15, she's in high school. So she's either a freshman in high school or a sophomore. Normally, you have boyfriends around this time in your life as a young woman. This is normally peak time for you to be exploring dating in the opposite sex. Because you don't like these things as a father, it does not give you the agency to do whatever the fuck you want to do when it's harmful to other people, because you see it as a form of protection. And mind you, they charge this man with domestic violence. They charge this man with DV. Do you know how hard it is to get a DV charge? Do you know how hard it is to get a freaking DV charge? It is not easy for you to get a DV charge. So the fact that they charged him with that, you must have done something ridiculous for them to deem that as something to charge you with. And they charged him with intimidating a police officer. Once again, him feeling comfortable intimidating a police officer tells me everything that I need to know on him handling his own daughter. Because if he felt comfortable enough to intimidate someone that has a firearm, that has a taser, that has a baton, that can call other people up to restrain you, to impact force on you, and you intimidated them, I already know what you're doing with your daughter. Protection is not a means for you to harm another person, and you disguise it under love. You disguise it under protection. Men that have to constantly explain the intention behind why they harmed someone is essentially them not taking accountability for the fact of the matter that your ways to deal with conflict is not helpful. Your ways to deal with conflict are dangerous. Hence, why the police charged him with these charges. I really hope that this daughter can go back living with her mother, or at least with a guardian who knows how to handle conflict resolution and understands how to parent children appropriately.